Most cooking videos begin with a beautiful final dish. But today, our story begins earlier, with clean hands, safe water, a clean board, and ingredients that are handled with care. Because food safety is not a separate lesson from cooking. It is the invisible ingredient that protects every bite. In this video, we will prepare a high-fiber roasted tomato, eggplant, and orzo casserole. Bright cherry tomatoes, glossy eggplant, orange bell peppers, garlic, basil, whole wheat orzo, and feta. As the vegetables roast and the orzo turns creamy in the oven, we will also follow the habits that make home cooking safer. Clean, separate, cook, chill, and use safe raw materials. Food hygiene is powerful because it works quietly. You may not see harmful germs. You may not smell them. A tomato can look perfect, a knife can look clean, and a casserole can look delicious, yet unsafe handling can still create risk. That is why good cooks build a safety chain. They wash hands before touching food. They keep the working surface clean. They rinse fresh produce with safe water. They use clean utensils. They cook food properly and store leftovers promptly. This recipe is vegetarian, which lowers some cross-contamination risks compared with raw meat, but it does not remove the need for care. Fresh vegetables, cooked pasta, and cheese still need clean handling and safe temperatures. Before we start chopping, remember the 5 ideas that guide the whole recipe. Keep clean, separate raw and cooked or ready-to-eat foods, cook thoroughly, keep food at safe temperatures, use safe water and fresh, wholesome ingredients. These ideas sound simple, but they transform the kitchen. They turn a recipe from a list of ingredients into a controlled process. Today, each stage of the casserole connects to one of these rules. Washing produce is not just preparation, it is risk reduction. Chopping vegetables evenly is not only for texture, it helps food cook consistently. Covering the dish with foil is not only a recipe trick, it helps steam move through the orzo so the pasta cooks evenly. The first step is not preheating the oven. It is preparing the station. Wash your hands well with soap and clean running water. Then dry them with a clean towel or disposable paper towel. Wipe the counter. Check the cutting board and knife. Make sure the baking dish is clean and dry. Put waste items, packaging, and personal items away from the food area. A clean station gives you control. Now we introduce the ingredients. 1. Eggplant. Eggplant is the backbone, soft, satisfying, and rich in vegetable texture. 2. Orange bell peppers. Orange bell peppers add sweetness and color. 3. Cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes bring moisture, acidity, and a burst of red that becomes even more intense as they roast. 4. Garlic. Garlic creates aroma. 5. Olive oil. Olive oil carries heat and flavor. 6. Tomato paste. Tomato paste deepens the sauce. 7. Smoked paprika. Smoked paprika adds warmth. 8. Crushed red pepper. Crushed red pepper gives a gentle lift. 9. Low-sodium vegetable broth. Low-sodium vegetable broth gives the orzo the liquid it needs. 10. Whole wheat orzo. Whole wheat orzo adds fiber and a creamy baked texture. Finally, basil and feta arrive at the end, because some flavors should stay bright and fresh instead of disappearing into the oven. Tip for safety: choose firm vegetables with no mold, sliminess, or spoiled spots. Rinse produce under safe running water before cutting. Trim damaged areas and discard anything questionable. Use similar chop sizes for even cooking and consistent bites. The pantry ingredients are small, but they control the result. Olive oil helps the vegetables roast. Tomato paste coats the vegetables and creates deep, savory flavor at high heat. Smoked paprika gives warmth and color. Crushed red pepper adds a little spark. Salt should be measured, not guessed, because feta will add saltiness at the end. The broth also matters. Too much liquid can make the casserole soupy. Too little can leave the orzo undercooked. Use 3 cups of low-sodium vegetable broth for 2 cups of whole wheat orzo. Basil and feta are finishing ingredients, added after cooking, so the final dish tastes bright, fresh, and balanced. Preheat the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 260 degrees Celsius. That may sound very high, but this first stage is about flavor. High heat helps the eggplant brown, the peppers soften, and the tomatoes burst. The goal is not to cook the whole casserole yet. The goal is to wake up the vegetables and concentrate their flavor. Use a clean 9 by 13 inch baking dish so the vegetables have enough space. If everything is piled too high, the vegetables steam instead of roasting. Now chop with intention. Cut the eggplant and bell peppers into similar pieces. Halve the tomatoes. Slice the garlic thinly. Even pieces cook more predictably. This helps prevent some pieces from burning while others stay undercooked. Keep the board stable by placing a damp towel underneath if needed. Keep your fingers tucked away from the blade. Move waste and trimmings away from clean ingredients so the workspace stays organized. Place the chopped eggplant, peppers, tomatoes, and sliced garlic into the baking dish. Add the olive oil, tomato paste, part of the salt, smoked paprika, and crushed red pepper. Now toss until every piece is coated. This step is where the casserole begins to look rich before it ever reaches the oven. Tomato paste clings to the vegetables and deepens as it roasts. From a hygiene point of view, remember that hands and utensils can carry food residue. Roast the vegetables for about 20 minutes. Watch for the eggplant beginning to brown and the tomatoes beginning to burst. This is the transformation stage. The edges darken, the tomatoes release juices. The garlic softens into the background. The dish starts to smell like dinner. Use oven mitts when removing the baking dish and place it only on a heat-safe surface. Remove the roasted vegetables from the oven. Lower the oven temperature to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or about 220 degrees Celsius. Now gently stir in 3 cups of low-sodium vegetable broth, 2 cups of whole wheat orzo, the chopped basil, and the remaining salt. The magic of this recipe is that the orzo cooks in the oven. It absorbs the broth and vegetable juices, creating a creamy texture without a separate pot of boiling water. But the liquid balance is important. Too much broth can make the dish soupy. Too little can leave the pasta hard. Spread the orzo evenly so it cooks at the same pace across the dish. Cover the dish tightly with foil and return it to the oven. This is not a decorative step. It is essential. The foil traps steam, and that steam helps the orzo absorb the broth evenly. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes until most of the liquid has been absorbed and the orzo is al dente. When you remove the foil, lift it away from your face and hands because steam can burn. When the casserole comes out of the oven, let it stand covered for 5 minutes. This short rest gives the orzo time to absorb remaining liquid and helps the texture set. Then stir gently. Do not attack the dish. Fold it softly so the roasted vegetables stay visible. Sprinkle crumbled feta over the top. Add fresh basil leaves. If you want more color and heat, add a small pinch of crushed red pepper. The finish is important because it brings contrast. Warm roasted vegetables, creamy orzo, cool salty feta, and bright basil. Food safety does not end when the dish looks beautiful. Serve the casserole hot, using clean utensils. If there are leftovers, do not leave them sitting on the counter for the whole evening. As a practical rule, cooked food should not remain at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Divide leftovers into shallow containers so they cool quickly, then refrigerate promptly. When reheating, heat thoroughly until the food is steaming hot. These habits are especially important for cooked grains and pasta dishes, where bacteria can grow if food is held too long at unsafe temperatures. A safe meal is not only cooked well, it is stored well. This casserole works because each technique supports the next. High heat gives the vegetables caramelized edges and deeper flavor. Tomato paste and smoked paprika create a savory base. The orzo absorbs broth and vegetable juices directly in the baking dish, becoming creamy without heavy cream. Whole wheat orzo and vegetables make the dish more fiber-rich than a typical pasta bake. Eggplant contributes a satisfying texture. Tomatoes bring acidity and lycopene-rich color. Basil keeps the finish fresh. Feta adds salt, creaminess, and contrast. The result is a summer dinner that feels comforting, colorful, and practical. One dish, strong flavor, and a cooking process that teaches hygiene as part of the story. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment below and let me know where in the world you're watching from. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more.